Hi everybody, Cody Johnson here, Andrew Wright, Drew Code Sports Talk. We are continuing our WWE WrestleMania special right now. We are moving on to the Raw Women's division right now. We're going to be talking about Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, so stay tuned for this one. All right, Andrew, so we just finished talking about Ronda Rousey going to debut, so now let's continue on Raw, and let's talk about Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss's little tiff that they've been having recently. How do you think Nia Jax will fare after being emotionally tormented from Alexa Bliss these past few weeks?
Well, I think Nia Jax is a little upset, just a little bit.
Just a wee bit.
As I can imagine that most people would.
Yeah.
All right. If you're not really familiar, Nia Jax basically was a pawn in Alexa Bliss's game, and so was talking some smack behind her back, just calling her fat and some rude other things.
Which is a big no-no, everybody.
Big time. Nia Jax is... Nia Jax could probably beat Braun Strowman. Like, that's how good she is, okay? And how strong she is,
yes,
too. It's really scary. Anyway, but Nia Jax has a ton of momentum going into this match.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you have a lot of that momentum going in, I feel like you have the best chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, sport, like when you talk about college basketball, when you have a lot of momentum like Michigan did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got to the championship round. Unfortunately, they lost to Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
Villanova was another team who was a hot team going in. So It's kind of the same deal as, Nia Jax has got a lot of momentum coming into this match. Alexa Bliss has been losing a lot lately and basically losing friends, and the only friend she has left is Mickie James.
Crazy chick.
And so, well, I guess we're going to hear about that in a minute. So I just feel like, Nia Jax is going to win this. She's going to gain the Raw Women's Championship. And it's going to be, I think, honestly, the only other person who's going to try and get it, they're going to go with the plot of Asuka going after Nia Jax, because that was a thing until Alexa Bliss came along, and then Asuka went over to Charlotte Flair, and that's kind of been separated, but I feel like it's going to come back. So that's kind of my feeling on it. So I think that's another reason why Nia Jax, but mainly her momentum is getting her in there.
I gotcha. I see that point. I really agree. For the most part, I agree with it, but I think what's going to end up happening is I think Nia Jax will actually end up losing, not to her own fault, not because she's not a superior competitor to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is a fair champion, a lot of help along the way to keep that title, of course, but nevertheless became a champion regardless. I think, though, Nia Jax will somehow will get distracted by Mickie James because, again, that's her only friend. And I think what's going to end up happening is the following day on Raw, because they say that the second craziest day in the WWE is the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
True.
And again, this is the Raw women's roster that we're talking about here. So I think what will end up happening is there'll be some sort of rematch with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, and this is where Nia Jax will beat Alexa Bliss and then carry on a championship reign from there. So I think what will end up happening is Mickie James will be the one that interferes with the match, which causes the uproar. And then Kurt Angle's going to swoop in, save the day, and say, yep, I agree with Nia Jax, so we're going to do this again. So that's what I can see as a plot line and storyline to continue on, and it gets a great jump start to the new somewhat wrestling year until WrestleMania next year with Nia Jax, because everyone believes that Nia Jax should be the next champion. I mean, she's one of the better talents that is on the Raw roster right now. In my opinion, she needs to be put over ahead of people like Sasha Banks or Hug Life Bailey. I think Nia Jax it's her time to be the women's champion, and she'll be a very dominant one. And I think it'll happen Monday Night Raw following. So that's my prediction, and I think that's how the outcome of the match for WrestleMania is going to go.
First off, how dare you for saying that about Bailey?
Hey,
my daughter loves Bailey, and she's going to come in here and
Is she gonna put me through the table?
She might.
Hashtag hug life.
Dude, I can't say anything negative about Bayley. Like, she was so mad. I know this is completely off topic, but she was so mad when Sasha Banks and Bayley were fighting in the locker room, and she was blaming Sasha Banks. I was like, Nadia, Bayley's fighting too. She, no, Sasha was hitting her. And I was like, oh, okay.
Don't hit my Bayley.
This is funny. So, yeah, how dare you?
Oh, excuse me. Well, anyways,
Nadia, sorry.
Anyways, your theory is pretty good. I mean, either way, I will be happy if I see Nia Jax win. But
I like your theory. I think yours is more fun.
You know what? You had a pretty bold one though, with the Charlotte Flair and
yeah, we have brains and we use them, people.
Every now and again,
sometimes,
just a wee bit. So
once a week.
Yeah. When we do this show.
All
right, guys, speaking of that, so we appreciate you guys watching this video. Go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at our sports name, Drew Code Sports Talk. We will catch you guys in the next video. We will see you